What began as a charity event hosted by W Korea soon turned into a wave of criticism, with both the organizers and attending celebrities coming under fire as many accused them of not taking the cause seriously or doing enough to raise awareness. But amid all the backlash, it's worth asking how much of this outrage is truly justified and how much is misunderstood or overblown. W Korea recently hosted its annual Love Your W charity event at the Four Seasons Hotel in Gwanghwamun on October 15th, marking another year of support for breast cancer Awareness Month. Since first launching in 2006, the event has aimed to raise funds to help people from low-income backgrounds cover the costs of medical checkups and treatment. Beyond its cause, it's also known for bringing together an impressive lineup of stars each year. This time, the red carpet was filled with major names from both the K-pop and acting worlds, such as BTS RM, J-Hope and V, aespa, I-DLE, IVE's Eugene, Wonyoung and Ray, Stray Kids Bangchan and Seungmin, along with Taeyang, Hwasa, J Park, Lee Minho, Lee Junho, Jung Hae-in, and many others. The evening not only highlighted the importance of awareness and support, but also stood out as one of the most star-studded charity gatherings of the year. But as excited as fans were to see all their favorite idols in one place, there was a much darker side to the event that made many people view it in a completely different light. At first, judging by the photos and videos circulating online, most assumed it was simply a celebration for W Korea's 20th anniversary, since nothing clearly indicated that the gathering was meant to raise awareness for breast cancer or support the cause in any way. Normally, breast cancer events feature pink ribbons, themed outfits, or other visible symbols of support, yet almost everyone at this event was dressed in black, which only added to the confusion and left viewers wondering what the occasion was truly about. The magazine's post didn't help clarify either, as they made no mention of the disease awareness campaigns or the purpose behind the gathering, instead focusing entirely on celebrities drinking, chatting, dancing, and enjoying themselves in a carefree atmosphere. It's hardly surprising that many viewers were left uncertain about the event's true intention. On top of that, numerous critics pointed out how tone-deaf it seemed to serve alcohol at a gathering associated with breast cancer, given that alcohol is linked to an increased risk of the disease, while the attendees were clearly having the time of their lives, creating an even more striking contrast between the celebratory mood of the evening and the serious cause the event was supposedly meant to highlight. As one netizen put it, patients are going bankrupt and dying because new drugs aren't covered by insurance, and meanwhile these celebrities are participating in an awareness campaign while reeking of alcohol and scanning the room for tables. Even the interviews from the event gave people the wrong impression about what it was supposed to represent. Out of all the clips shared online, only one briefly explained the real purpose behind the gathering, while everything else focused on completely unrelated topics. Reporters asked BTS about their plans for the year, and other celebrities were questioned about their favorite memories from when they were 20 years old, since the event also marked the 20th anniversary of the campaign. Crystal and John Yeobyun were asked how often they look at themselves in the mirror, and Jo Siho ended up being asked about his marriage instead of anything tied to the event's supposed cause. One of the moments that received the most attention came from aespa's Karina, who was featured on the magazine's official TikTok account doing the sugar on my tongue trend that recently went viral. The clip sparked major backlash, as many felt that this kind of playful challenge felt completely out of place and inappropriate for an event meant to promote awareness about such a serious issue. People also pointed out how the whole event seemed to miss the point entirely. Instead of organizing meaningful activities like awareness walks, educational sessions, or talks from survivors, W Korea filled the night with TikTok challenges and celebrity appearances. There wasn't a single speech, no heartfelt message to those battling the illness, and no acknowledgement of survivors. Everything about it felt more like a glamorous celebrity party than an event meant to spread awareness about something serious. On top of that, the guest list itself became another topic of criticism. Many noticed that there were no patients or survivors given the chance to speak or share their stories, and if any were present, the magazine completely failed to give them visibility or the recognition they deserved, leaving people to wonder who the event was really for. What really drew public attention to the event, though, were the performances. With so many artists and idols invited, it was expected that some of them would take the stage, and among them were J Park and rookie group All Day Project. Their appearances became one of the biggest talking points afterward, but not for the reasons W Korea probably hoped. J Park performed his popular track Mame, a song that might fit perfectly at a concert or festival, but felt completely out of place at an event meant to promote awareness for a serious cause. Listeners were quick to call out the song's suggestive lyrics, which include lines like, "If admiring you makes me look like a then I'll be a figure makes my nose bleed, your waistline is a punchline." Even without focusing on the lyrics themselves, many agreed that the performance was inappropriate for the occasion. Then came All Day Project's performance, which sparked even more outrage, not because of their music, but because of the visuals playing behind them. During their set, a picture of a woman lifting her skirt to reveal her undergarments, which was seemingly part of a photo shoot for the magazine, was shown on the screen, something viewers found shocking and unsuitable for any public event, let alone one claiming to represent awareness and support for women. What shocked people the most, however, was how little money the event actually raised. Despite being marketed as the largest breast awareness campaign in Korea, the numbers didn't come close to what people expected, especially considering the star-studded guest list packed with wealthy celebrities and influential figures. Many thought that even if the event itself felt tone-deaf, it would at least bring in a massive amount of donations, but that hope quickly faded once the actual figures came out. According to W Korea's own website, the Love Your W campaign has raised a total of 1.1 billion Korean won, around $774,000, and that money has reportedly gone toward funding health programs, medical checkups, and treatment support for women with limited income. While that might sound impressive at first glance, the fine print changed everything. That amount wasn't raised in 1 year, but over the course of 2 decades. This means the campaign only brings in about $38,700 a year, an amount that many of the attendees could easily earn or spend in a single day. What made things even more frustrating was that apparently most of this money wasn't even coming from the celebrities or the magazine itself, but from the brand sponsoring the event. This would mean that companies were allegedly paying to have their ambassadors attend, wear their clothes, and be seen in their designs, turning what should have been a charity event into a glorified fashion showcase. The irony didn't go unnoticed either, as people pointed out that the cost of styling and dressing every guest for just this one night likely exceeded the total donations collected in 20 years, which made the entire campaign feel hollow and performative. Netizens couldn't help but mock the absurdity of it all, calling it a perfect example of how disconnected the whole thing truly was, and saying things like, "This is just another networking event for rich people disguised as a gala to raise awareness," and "a party full of rich famous people and none took a penny out of their pocket to donate, they only went to show off, socialize, and drink." The backlash eventually grew so intense that some of the celebrities involved felt pressured to respond, and the first to speak up was Jay Park. He took to Instagram with a statement explaining that his performance had taken place during the after party, which is why he treated it like a normal show. He apologized to anyone who might have felt uncomfortable, especially those personally affected by the cause the event was meant to support, and added that he hadn't received any payment for his performance. Jay Park even mentioned that he had gone on stage despite being injured, hoping to show that his intentions were good. However, instead of easing the criticism, his explanation only seemed to make things worse. While some fans placed the blame on the event organizers for the poor planning, others criticized Jay Park's decision to bring up the fact that he performed for free, arguing that it sounded like he was looking for praise rather than taking responsibility. Many also pointed out that performing a song with lyrics like Mame's would have been inappropriate regardless of whether or not he was paid. One comment summed up the general sentiment perfectly, saying that if he had performed a song like that for money at a charity event, it would have been even harder to defend. When the criticism reached its peak, people waited to see how W Korea would handle the situation, but their response only made things worse. In fact, calling it a response might be too generous, since all they told OSIN was that they had no comment to make. That short statement immediately fueled even more anger online, with people calling it dismissive and saying the magazine would probably only issue an apology if brands started pulling their sponsorships or if the event faced a serious boycott. On the other hand, people started blaming the organizers rather than the people attending. According to them, since W Korea was the one to organize the event, they were the ones who should be held responsible. After all, people pointed out that they were the ones who decided the dress code, the questions that were being asked, the performances, the money being donated, and the background that appeared behind the performers. Others are also saying that the event might just be the yearly W Korea event with the charity attached to the side. As one user wrote, "If it was only about charity, then a charity organization would be holding it, not a fashion magazine." Even if that was truly the intention behind the event, it still could have been organized so much better. Many thought guests should have been required to donate in order to attend, with the event streamed online so others could contribute too. Some commenters even speculated that the whole thing wasn't really focused on charity but more on publicity, with the awareness label being used loosely to avoid calling it a proper fundraiser fundraiser. According to one user, W Korea has always been vague about it, and it was never meant to be about collecting donations or funding treatment, but more of a fancy dinner to promote awareness, following the same pattern as past years. Another theory going around is that skipping the event could mean losing the chance to appear in W Korea's magazine, which might explain why so many stars still showed up despite the backlash. Regardless of what the true purpose was, people are now hoping that those who attended will step up by donating publicly to show real support for the cause. Many believe that's the only way for this situation and the people involved to be seen in a better light.